Hello again, YouTubers, on SpongeBob 101 back here again on the SpongeBob channel. Today is October 8th, 2020, and we have another SpongeBob news and SpongeBob discussion video for you guys today. Now, as you can see here, we are super close to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much if you did subscribe, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Before we begin, I just want to give you guys a couple options, or you guys can also suggest what video would you like to see as our 10,000 subscriber celebration video. So I was thinking of like collection videos specifically for SpongeBob video games or SpongeBob comics. But if you guys have any suggestions, comment box below. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Okay, so now let's begin with our first article here, and this is actually what the discussion is going to be focused on for this video. On Looper.com, SpongeBob movie director reflects on disappointing release. Exclusive. So this article is basically featuring some information from the director of SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, Tim Hill, who says that he particularly missed sharing the celebration of the release with the artists and actors who worked on the film. Right, so it's terrible. He says, I was hoping for a big fanfare and a great premiere, and seeing all the people I worked with and doing a cast and crew screening and being able to at least thank people, which never happened, Hill says. He continues to say, it was just what we're doing now, like, bye, movie's over. It didn't feel natural, for sure. So again, recap. SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run has seen multiple delays, and then it was eventually canned from theater releases in the United States. It did launch in Canadian cinemas back in August, right? So about 2 months ago, about 1.5 months ago. And it's going to be released internationally, I believe, in November on Netflix. There was one article, which I'm not going to bring up in this video because it was just one article. Netflix.com doesn't have the release date as the last time I checked. So not sure if the November release date is confirmed. But regardless, so basically this is what the article talks about. Before we get back to this, the article continues, right? It talks about how Tim Hill also had another movie affected by a crisis back in 2001. And then also there's this portion about remembering Steph Hillenburg, which is nice, when, giving some homage back to Hillenburg, talking about how they worked together on Rocko's Modern Life. And also, like, the last part was pretty interesting. He says he wasn't aiming for an audience. He wasn't looking to be the most successful show ever. He just wanted to have fun making it, and that's what the first season really was. It was just pretty free for all artists and funny people. So yeah, pretty interesting look there, more personal. In nature. But anyways, aside from that, going back to this quote, when I first read this, I was kind of, if you put yourself in the shoes of the cast and crew who, put the movie together, it makes sense that they're unhappy because of all the things that have been happening and the fact that they can't even have a, normal theatrical release of what is the third SpongeBob movie, which is pretty big, by the way. So, on that one hand, I kind of understand their disappointment, but on the other hand, personally, so this part is entirely my opinion. So it's just a mini review of the movie. I thought that the movie was not great. Yep. So, I did give my preliminary thoughts back when I was doing the SpongeBob Movie Junior novelization review, as well as the Great Gary Rescue book review. And when I had the opportunity to watch it, I was even more disappointed because it was not because of the animation. The animation is one thing that really stood out in the movie that I really enjoyed, so that's perfectly fine. But aside from that, I didn't like the story. I didn't like that robot in the movie was super annoying. That random the sage thing that was kind of totally random. Generally, the plot I felt was very weak and not very entertaining. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. And personally, because of that opinion of mine, I feel like this is completely out of touch with fans and stuff like that. I mean, it makes sense for them to want to experience the stardom and be praised for their work. It makes sense, but then again, I feel like SpongeBob Movie 3 wasn't that great a movie, and so my hype for the movie has completely collapsed. So I've been repeating this over and over again, and now I can actually tell you that I have like zero hype for the movie, because not just because I kind of watched it, but back when SpongeBob Movie 2, Sponge Out of Water came out, I was still super hyped about the movie even after like 3 months after it came out. So that was a completely different thing, and that movie wasn't super good either. But this one was just sad, after the pandemic delays and then the shoving of it back to CBS All Access and Netflix. And then also we have Camp Coral, which is just pushed onto CBS All Access now for a 2021 release. So very disappointing. And then when I finally watched the movie, I was just like, it can't be that bad. I mean, it wasn't super bad, but I just, not my cup of tea. So yeah, very disappointed with it. And yeah, comment box below, what do you think about this? And on one hand, sympathies to Tim Hill and the crew. On the other hand, I didn't like the music, I didn't like the plot, so I'm not too fond of the movie at all. So yeah, that is that. Now, we're moving on to SpongeBob news here. So we have 2 new segments coming up in October 2020. They will be airing on October 22nd, A Place for Pets, as well as Lockdown for Love. The 2 episodes will be airing on October 22nd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So do look forward to that. It's not going to be on the channel, but I used to do episode review videos, but I stopped because people just don't want to watch episode review videos. They want to watch the actual episode. So I figured, there's no point in me reviewing the episode. So yeah, that is that. I believe this is episode 268, so it's like a A and B segment from the same with the same number. So that's gonna be good because it will be posted on iTunes the next day, so I can watch it on iTunes. So that's great. Okay, that is that. Now, BroadwayWorld.com, the SpongeBob movie, not SpongeBob movie, the SpongeBob Musical, live on stage, available on DVD, November 3rd. So if you haven't watched the musical, or you want to rewatch it and have a physical copy for your collection like I do, this is great because it is $10.99. So it's $10.99 in the United States. I think it's just $1 more than the digital version, which is $9.99. I could be wrong, by the way. I did not check on the digital versions, but just off the top of my memory, I believe it was $9.99 the last I checked on iTunes. So not sure if that has changed. So if that's the case, $1 more for a physical copy. Yep, I'll take it. So yeah, this is something that's good. Okay, so then we also have this SpongeBob Podcasts to be added to Viacom CBS slate. Now this was like almost a month ago. I didn't cover it because the article is just really short. And basically, Viacom CBS is doubling down on podcasts with new series based on hit shows including SpongeBob SquarePants, etc., etc. So the new shows include from Nickelodeon, SpongeBob Binge Pants, The Rewatch, etc., etc., etc. So just looking at this title itself, it kind of reminds me of the short YouTube series that they posted on the SpongeBob official channel, where you had like cast members, Tom Kenny, Bill Fagerbakke, Carolyn Lawrence, etc., etc., watching the episodes and then reacting to them. That was really nice, and I thought that I was kind of puzzled why they actually removed those videos. So perhaps this is the reason why they wanted to make those videos into podcasts. And usually podcasts are audio only, but maybe they're gonna release the video form as well as the audio form, maybe on like Spotify or something. So not sure how that's gonna work. But yeah, so it doesn't tell you exactly where it is going to be distributed as well. It just says that they're going to be having these podcasts. So perhaps it's on something related to CBS, perhaps, but I don't think it's going to be that limited. They want to just get this out probably if I were them. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And yeah, so on the topic of good official SpongeBob YouTube videos, they just posted this Wet Painters SpongeBob episode reimagined with puppets. This premiered at the point of making this, it was 21 hours ago. I watched this, I was impressed. I was really impressed. I was surprised that this actually even showed up. So definitely give it a watch. It's a pretty cool video, just 5 minutes. And in terms of episodes, I hope they reimagine with puppets soon. Rock Bottom from season 1 and Krusty Towers from season 4. Just those two will make me really happy. So yeah, have you watched these? If you have, do you like them? Comment box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyways, that is all for this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, favorite, comment, etc. Keep right here on SpongeBob 101, and I'll see you guys in the next SpongeBob video. Bye!